so welcome to some games we've been playing recently. I'm joined back by Rob, and we got a lot to talk about today. So guys, let me know what you've been playing down below. You've been playing a very interesting game.
I have. I've been playing a game that I'm enjoying quite a lot, and I want to share with everyone, because if you haven't played it yet, well, you'll see. I'm very excited to talk about it. But, see, I'm more excited about the fact that you told me you've been playing something, but you wouldn't tell me what it was.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting one because Rob has no idea. I have it tucked down over here, and it got sent in for review. I want to say that.
Okay.
And I've been playing it, and it's been really enjoyable. And I just Rob has never seen this, and that's why I'm bringing it out this way, because I want Rob to see this. The Egret 2 by Taito. Right here. It's a mini arcade.
That is so cool. Look at. Damn!
And I want to say something. I actually want to say something. I know this is going to sound funny. I don't like a lot of the mini arcade things. I think they're novelty.
Fair.
Like the SNK one, was the Neo Geo one. It's like, it's cool and all that, but I'm not realistically playing it all the time.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want to say about this that has won me over is the games on here. Okay? There are so many amazing games, and I'm just going to turn this on for Rob. I just want him to basically see this right here. It's booting up. And look at this.
You can rotate the screen aspect?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right here. So a game like Truxton, right? I'm just gonna hit in here. I'm going to go in and show the actual footage of the game.
Okay.
But look at this. So there's the game, right?
Yeah.
It's an old shooter style game. A game we love.
Scroll?
Yeah. And then you click here, and then bring it here.
Nice.
And you get to play that. What is cool about this is the games. Okay? I'm gonna list some games to you.
Okay.
One of my favorites on here, there's a lot of old school games into the mid 80s, into the early 90s. A lot of the early 80s ones I'm okay with. There's one I really like. Elevator Action.
No, the original.
The original arcade game. And I remember going on vacation with my parents, and there'd always be a little arcade somewhere back in the 80s, and there'd always be an Elevator Action. And I played it, and I have so many memories of that, so I was happy to see that.
That's cool.
But the reason why, they reached out to me and said, do you want to review this? And I'm like, well, what's on the... Yeah, it's fine to say that, but if it's a cruddy system, I don't want to review it.
Fair.
I just want to be like, this is cool, and it's not.
Yeah.
There was one game on here that I was like, okay. And that is Rastan. Okay?
Oh, man.
So, by me and Rob, back in the day, it was 64th and Scott Road in North Delta.
Okay.
There was a 7-Eleven there, and in the 7-Eleven, you probably didn't go up there when I was going there, but there was a Rastan arcade machine.
Yep.
And it's basically Conan in a side view action kind of game, and it's so cool. But the thing that got me the most back in the day was the music. The music was like incredible stuff and all that, and I would play it all the time. I want to say something.
Yeah.
I was never very good at it back in that arcade. That 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I was playing this, and I was like, I got further than I'd ever gone before, and I was like, I like this. And so you can play this way, or you can hook it up to a TV, and you get so many filters and all this kinds of stuff. You can change the aspect ratios, all that kind of stuff. So I'm playing this, and I'm playing Rastan, and I want to say I don't usually like mini arcade things, and you're like, it feels light. The thing is, this thing sticks to the bottom. And it works really, really good.
Nice.
And it sticks. So I was playing Rastan, and I was doing well. I wasn't sliding and all that stuff. So I like that. The other game that I really liked was obviously Truxton, the original arcade game on there. And then one game's on here. You'll understand why I like this machine. One game's on here that you bought for me for Christmas many, many moons ago. Do you remember that it was? Dash?
That has Kardashian.
Yeah, so you can't see. Up here, my arcade machine, it's Street Fighter, but we put Kadash in.
Yeah.
And we've been playing Kadash for the last bunch of years. Kadash, the arcade game, is in here.
That's beautiful.
The only issue is, it's the Japanese version and not the English version. So, unfortunately, there's some other good games on here, like Ray Force is really good on here. The big one, there's a really big deal game. So, remember Elevator Action was pretty cool?
Yes, absolutely.
They redid the game for the arcades many years later. It's called Elevator Action Returns. And it is...
I remember hearing about it. It
is such a great game. It's the best. I saw GameStack review this as well, and they're like, Elevator Action Returns is the game of the system. And I 100% agree with Joe. It is. It's incredible. You should see the graphics are really nice. The explosions, multiple characters you can pick. Really updated from that old arcade game back in the day. And one other game that is really a lot of fun is Ninja Kids and all this. So so there's 40 games on this thing, okay? And all that.
Hell.
So for me coming in, and I'm giving my honest opinion, a lot of these things I don't like. I really do like this because of the games, and you can't get a lot of the games anywhere else. Elevator Action Returns, where? I can get that. Kid Ash, where can I get that? The Arcade Truxton, there's a lot of games in here that make this. I honestly will say this, even if they didn't send this to me for review, I would buy this.
Yeah.
I would buy this because I like it, and I don't like the Neo Geo Mini or anything like that. It's okay, but this is actually a very cool system for older people who enjoyed those old games back then. And so this has been, and I've only mentioned a few of the games. There's fighting games in there. There's so much stuff to delve into. And it's one of those things, I'm playing in the other room, and Kim's like, she's doing some work. And I'm like, Kim, and she's like, yeah. I said, this is so much fun. And that's the best review I can give. That's my honest review from the other room. I said, this is so much fun. And I'll play this with Rob. Right after this episode, I gotta show you.
I have to.
I gotta show you Elevator Action Returns.
Oh man,
it's super cool.
It's interesting to me that you mentioned Rastan.
Yeah.
Because you remember I used to work with that guy with the arcade games in his garage.
Yes, I remember his name. Yeah.
He also used to lend me PCBs once in a while to put into my machine at home.
Yeah.
When I had it in that games room upstairs, I had it where I could just turn it around, slap them out. One of the ones he lent me was Rastan, and I played through the entire game.
Okay, so you did better than I did.
Awesome. It was hard.
Awesome.
Hard, but awesome. And it was so Conan.
Yeah, it was so Conan. It was so Conan. It has the opening on there and all that. So and and you can get the upgrades, the weapons and all that, the monsters, all of that.
Love that game.
Real time period game. Yes. And when they were sending it to me, I said, the only reason I even wrote to them, I said, the only reason why I want to do this is because Rastan's on there. And then all the other games were a big surprise. Like, I was playing Elevator Action, the original, hearing that music, and I'm like,
man.
I felt like a kid again.
I remember seeing there was at least one of the ferry boats used to go to the island and back. Yeah. They always had arcades in them.
Yeah.
One of them always had an Elevator Action.
Yeah.
And I remember I was never brave enough to put my quarter in because I knew I'd waste it. Because I wasn't good enough at that time for those kind of games.
Oh.
Like, I was a platformer action-y, bubble, excite bike kind of guy. Elevator Action looked like it needed a little more stealth, which, as you remember, in my early days, I was not good at.
I think it came out in like 1983, that game. Originally, but we played it. Yeah, I was playing it in 85. It was still making the rounds at that point all of that. But yeah, I forgot of the music, how much the music for Elevator Action took me back. I felt like I was on vacation with my parents again. It was so good. So that's the thing. That's what I've been playing.
Oh man,
that's what I've been playing. I was playing Chrono Cross as well.
Yes.
That just got released, and really, I'm so thrilled that they brought back Chrono Cross and all of that. And some people have been complaining about the frame rates. And no, listen. When I did my review, the frame rate didn't stick out to me because I played the original game to capture footage for that, to do comparisons, and I played the new game, and nothing really bothered me. Because, me and Rob were talking about in the other room before we came to do this, that even when I played the original Chrono Cross back in the day, I didn't notice frame rates. We didn't talk about frame rates back in the day.
I never know. I still don't really. I don't notice. I don't worry about it.
But I did in old school games. I didn't think about it. So I apologize to anybody who was going in saying, "Hey, there's frame rate issues," and you didn't mention them in your review. I honestly didn't even think about the frame rate. It seemed fine to me. Nothing was crushing. I was running from one side of the screen. I showed all the footage in my review. It looked all fine. I played the game. It was fine. So, maybe a bit of combat. There's some, but I didn't notice. So, and I'm just still thrilled to get Chrono Cross. It's just so exciting. Okay, so that's my crap out of the way.
It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. It is good stuff. Yeah. But the funny thing, Rob phones me up and he's like, "You've got to play this game."
Oh.
And I'm saying to him, I said, "Yeah, I tried to do that. I had a little bit of a family gathering over here." Right? And I'm playing with my nephew. We play this game. It was on Game Pass. We downloaded it. I said, "Why don't we give this a shot?" And it was so chaotic. We were making dinners, serving appetizers. I had my mom, my sister, my nephew.
Yeah.
Got my baby there. I got my other baby Kim there. We got a lot of stuff going on. And so I could not concentrate. I gave it to my nephew to play after a while, and he kind of got stuck. And It was one of those ones I didn't pass on because I didn't like it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But Rob played it and finished it. What is that game?
So, for those of you that don't know, a game was released recently and it was day one on Game Pass, and it's called Tunic. Now, at the outset, you look at the artwork from it, you look at the start screen, you think Zelda clone. Well, yeah, basically. It is, but it's not a clone. This is a love letter to old school gaming of the late 80s, 90s generation. This game captured me, captivated me, and stole my heart. It is so charming. Just the art style alone is gorgeous. You've got this little cute fox guy running around, and you have to find. Now, this is what's great about it though. Art, beautiful, graphics, charming, music. I can't even. The music is soothing.
Yes.
It's that very melodic feel of 90s RPGs. It is so great. But what's wondrous is they give you nothing. You start with your little fox guy curled up on a beach. Have fun. Almost all of the in-game text is in this weird language that you're not supposed to be able to read.
Yes.
And the game manual is actually a series of collectible items in-game. And as you get those, the point is that you look at them, and they have a zoom feature for those pages for a reason, so that you get all of your cues and clues as to what's going on in this world and what this is about from those. So this is a game that you have to sit down quietly, non-chaotically, and go through to get this. It like a lot of it happens in your brain. You have to think.
When my nephew got the manual pages, he says, "What is this?"
Yeah.
No, this is fascinating. Is there a difference between generations now? And I said, it looks like a page of a game manual for the game that doesn't exist, and all that. I said, you probably collect them through the game, and that's how you figure out how to play the game. He's like, a game manual? He didn't understand. I said, it used to be a printed thing you get with a game.
Geez.
That was the thing. He didn't get that.
Oh man. So there's now the other thing is, unfortunately, with this game, to avoid spoilers, I can't say much at all.
Yeah, well, don't. Just your overall feelings of it's fine.
But this game, I played it like I was a man obsessed. I haven't been this into a game in a long damn time. Yeah. Like, get up in the morning, get the kids to school, bam, in the basement.
Yeah.
On my big, gigantic, stupid TV with the surround sound cranked, just boom, playing. Wandering around, running around, exploring, because you have to explore and look around and hope that you figure something out. And every time you do, you feel so good. And
you had that nice quiet environment to be able to delve into it.
Exactly.
And have that kind of, dare I say, that religious moment you can get with a game. That's not a real religious moment.
It was
just a video game one.
Good though. It was so honestly, if you love Zelda, if you love the old school games, there's so much more I want to say, but I'm not going to right now.
What's the game length on that, do you think?
For a first playthrough, knowing nothing, if you're not looking stuff up, it can probably be a good 30 hours.
Really?
20, 30 hours.
Yeah, oh wow.
Because you have to because you have to comb through the manual so much. There are so many secrets, puzzles, hidden things, which this game is all about, is figuring all of these things out and how to do them. And then there's like 5 different endings.
Yeah.
I played all the way through a first playthrough, and then I did the New Game Plus, started over and played all the way through again right after.
Really?
I got my ending, went right back in, did New Game Plus, started from the beginning and did it again. Could not stop.
Now, what was the interesting thing about doing New Game Plus? Was it because you're like, okay, I know how to play this game, so you can kind of go through it a little bit easier?
Well, also because somehow I lucked out into getting the ultimate good ending the first time.
Right.
Because I was like, well, and I don't want to give stuff away, but I was kind of like, well, okay, well, I want to see what happens if I try and go for not that.
Oh.
So I did that in the second playthrough.
Okay.
But the New Game Plus also adds a whole bunch of more difficult enemies showing up all over.
Yeah.
They amp up the difficulty of the different boss fights and stuff.
Yeah. That's so cool. I was looking forward to Rob coming over to talk about this because I had my short experience with it, but I've been looking forward to it. I was like, this is my style of game. It's like, we grew up in the same kind of, liking the same kind of game, so of course we're both going to like this idea of Tunic. But I was so happy that Rob had finished the game. I was like, oh, cool, tell me all about it.
Yes.
On all of that, because I really, really wanted to know. I recommend it. For anybody who has Game Pass, I mean, yes, you have to pay for Game Pass and all this. There's no plug for Game Pass. But the thing is, let's talk about this. Game Pass is everything that me and you are against. In a lot of, you know what I mean?
No, I will agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
We are physical over digital. we are, hard copy over ether, but at the same time, I mean, now, as far as I know, as of this recording, there is no physical edition of Tunic.
Not right now.
Not that I know of, nor do I know if there are plans for one, although I'll be surprised if there doesn't end up being one. But that being said, this is the only way to play this digitally.
Yeah.
And for this specific game especially, it was the best way to go. Because you don't want anything given.
My argument with Game Pass would be this, is that I can get Tunic day one, which I did get. Yeah. And so and what was great, I got a big family gathering. We tried to play Tunic, but it wasn't the game for that moment.
No.
But later on, when some of the family had some of their wine and were relaxing and chilling out, and I wasn't drinking, and I was like saying to my nephew, "Hey, you want to play a game?" So I'm going through, and I'm like, and of course I have it downloaded on Game Pass ready to go. Streets of Rage 4. And so gave him, and do you know how cool it was to sit with my nephew and play Streets of Rage 4? I was like, oh my god! And my sister, she's like, I said, oh, what is this? She's not into video games at all in any capacity. But me and my nephew played from the beginning all the way to the end.
Nice!
And all of that, and we had a really good time playing that. And so Game Pass is because, I think it's, what would the argument be? For people who are physical, people who like this, like for families, it's kind of nice to. I played so many games that I never would normally play.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
For Game Pass and for the now, I guess I've heard Sony's trying to do something similar.
Yeah.
It does give you the opportunity to, if you're, especially if monetarily you are not, able to just throw money willy-nilly at whatever you want.
Sure. Yeah.
It gives a chance to try different games that you might not otherwise, and to really experience them and give them a chance. I'll be honest, there have been times where I have played downloadable games that came with a Game Pass or something like that I was so impressed by, I went out and bought a physical copy after.
Oh, definitely. I know. I mean, yeah.
In that case, it can be helpful. And as parents now, okay, and for me as a parent with kids that are, mine are getting older, they're 10 and 12, on the verge of teenagedom, I don't have to worry about the discs being taken out and left lying all over and the cases opened and manuals and whatever else.
Yeah.
They can just go in, they can go through the menu and then, this looks pretty cool. It's out now. Can I download this to play? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Try it out.
And that's why I will always support places like Strictly Limited and Limited Run Games and all these different, there's so many different companies. I'll support them all because they're still making the physical copies. Yeah. And so a game like Tunic, I am going to go buy.
Dude. If it's got, I will go and buy it. Honestly, straight up right now, whichever company gets to it first and makes the physical copy of Tunic with the crazy collector's edition with all the random extras in it, shut them, take my money. Yeah. I'm throwing it at the screen. Just make it. Make it and take my money.
It's nice to play a game like Tunic that you really enjoy and kind of captures your youth, but does a whole bunch of different things.
Honestly, it was like stepping back in time into my own shoes in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was everything I loved about gaming and everything I loved getting into gaming. It gave to me.
Yeah.
In the most nostalgic way. And again, there are things I don't want to spoiler for people right now.
Yeah, it's all good.
Maybe there will be a review in the future.
Yeah.
But everything about it, especially for us old school guys.
Yeah.
And for new school gamers that want a taste of what it was like back then, all I would say is play it. Do not look at a walkthrough, please. When you finally figure things out, you feel so accomplished. Yeah. Because you had no help. Because you had no hand-holding or explanations. You had to figure it out. It's so great.
Yeah, set the time aside, I guess, for that. Even I'll try to set some time aside for that. Not a family, get-together. That's the worst times. And so I'll ask you guys, let me know what you're playing down below. Let us know what you're playing. We'd be absolutely interested to find out. And it'll probably give a lot of other people some ideas of what to play. Because there's so much stuff out nowadays.
I know.
It's insane. Even for me, I'm like, oh my god, there's too much to play all of the time. So anyways, guys, until next time.